Hey there, Dan Martell here, serial entrepreneur, investor, and creator of SaaS Academy. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to start a business. Now, I know this is a pretty broad topic. Normally, I talk about software companies and scaling, etc. But here's the deal: if you've ever been, business curious and you want to start a company, but you were scared to make the first step, or you've tried in the past and it's hurt a little bit, but you really feel like in your soul you should be an entrepreneur, then this video is for you. I'm going to teach you how to get rid of all the mystery, the fears around starting a company, and break it down into the minimal thing. And be sure to stay to the end, because maybe you have questions around what books you should read. I've actually distilled out of the 1,000+ business books I've read a PDF that's free that you can download that's going to go you through all the top books that you need to read to become a better or start being an entrepreneur. Let's get started. So the reason I created this video is because I recently was on a podcast called The Icons. I'm going to link it up below. But on that podcast, I offered to do a call with anybody still listening, and I gave out my email. Now I'm just going to let you know I'm not doing that anymore. What I had to do, because I got hundreds of emails, is organize a Zoom session live, everybody connected. And I got asked this question: hey, how do I start a business? And I was like, so I gave my answer, and they were like, wow, that's really insightful. And it's what I'm going to teach you today. But it also came up a couple days ago. I was meeting with a young entrepreneur, or a young aspiring entrepreneur, and the same question came up, and I gave him the same answer. So I wanted to shoot the video so you had these strategies that I would have used when I was first starting off at 17 to start the business, what to think about, how to think about it, how to design it, and how to get going. In this video, you will start a business by the end of the video. I guarantee it. Number one strategy: create it for you. So regardless of what kind of business you want to start, what you want to sell, you got to start it for yourself. So where I would look is your passions. So maybe you're an athlete, maybe you're part of different groups, or you like to watch car videos on YouTube. Whatever it is, you need to start with something what's called domain expertise. So start around something you're passionate about, or solve a problem you have, right? So sometimes I recommend to people to start developing that muscle, creating a frustrations list, go through the world, or my buddy James Altucher recommends that you create a list of the top 10 ideas that come to you, and every day just try to write down 10 business ideas. But the frustration list is just going through your day and looking at things that frustrate you, that you feel could be an opportunity. But that's number one, is you got to solve a problem that you have for yourself. Number two, learn to tell. At the end of the day, if nobody knows about your business, nobody knows about your product, then you're not going to sell anything. It's that simple. A lot of you guys are fearful because you're like, well, I'm scared. What if I tell somebody about my idea and they reject it? Or I reach out to a business to support me and they don't want to support me, or I try to sell something to somebody and they say no, and it sucks. But here's the deal, is just learn how to get your idea out in the world. So some ideas that I want to share with you. Number one, social media. There is so many different outlets, from creating events to publishing on your own news feed, to letting people know through social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever you want to use, you want to promote it through social media. Number two, your friends. I'm assuming you have a handful of friends, people you know. Maybe you go to school, maybe you go to work, and you have people around you. I want you to get comfortable approaching people and saying, and you just ask them, hey, have you ever considered this? Hey, do you have this problem? Those are the two questions. If you can get good at starting a conversation by just saying, hey, have you ever had this problem? And they say no, say, great, I don't need to talk to you. But if they say yes, say, perfect, I actually built this thing. Or, have you ever had this interest? Yes, perfect, I'm doing this thing. Whatever it is for you, you just need to be okay approaching other people to tell them about your idea. Number three, ask for money. So no business has ever been started until there was a dollar exchange, okay? And here's why it's so important. The moment I ask somebody, my kids go door to door selling painted rocks, and they sell for like $5. Sometimes I think they say $10, and my neighbors are literally just kind enough to buy these painted rocks. They make no sense. They're not worth $10, but it doesn't matter. You ask for money. Why is that important? Because the moment that you ask somebody for $1, the whole conversation changes about what is it? How does it work? So many people, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but you tell them about your business idea, like, that's amazing. You know, they support you. Maybe you don't have that experience because you have bad friends, but if you do, they're always like, yeah, that's amazing. But that's not true validation around your idea. What you want to do to validate your idea is ask for money, get paid, take the dollar, sell something. Because if you don't do that, then you don't have a business. I think a lot of people run around thinking they have businesses that they don't have because they give away stuff. You know, they discount stuff. I'm saying understand your value and ask for it. Okay, so you need to ask for money. Number 4, call it a project. Too often, you know, I'm sitting down with this young entrepreneur and he's like, I want to start a business. And I can tell in his mind that he's like trying to come up with the perfect business idea, the perfect business model, the perfect pricing. Here's what I've discovered, having built a ton of companies myself and have coached and helped so many entrepreneurs and listened to so many podcast interviews from the origin stories of some of the world's coolest companies out there, is what they started is not what they ended up doing. And many times it's not even that like the way they're doing the business is different. They pivoted 100%, sometimes restarted. They started here and they learned some lessons and they moved into another business. So the way to solve that is just call it a project. Don't call it a business. Just start a project, start a new side hustle, start something where you can communicate value to somebody, ask for the money, and just don't make it a big thing. If you make it a big thing, there's gonna be all this pressure on yourself to wanna try to make it succeed. And the truth is that it probably won't work. Just so you know, I'm not saying you'll fail at life. I'm saying that your first idea may not go on to huge commercial success. What does that mean? Well, my first company made about 30 grand and then I had to shut it down. So does that mean it was a failure? Not really, because I took all those lessons learned and put it into the second company. I learned how to make $1. I learned how to tell the market. I learned how to build something. And I took all those lessons and moved into the next thing because it didn't stop me. There was no failure. So just call it a project and start there. Number 5, organize event. This is the MVP, the minimum viable product of entrepreneurship. So if you're watching this video, I told you at the beginning, you're gonna start a company. Here's the instructions. Are you ready for this? This is how it works. You want to find somebody or some topic that people would want to learn from or be interested in that topic. Then you pick a date into the future, ideally in the next 90 days. So 90 days from now, you pick a day, do it on a weeknight, maybe 6 to 8 p.m. And I want you to find somebody that you would want to learn from. See, this is where it gets back to your passion. Find somebody that you'd want to learn from and have them speak at an event. They could do a talk, they could do a workshop, you can call it whatever you want. But I want you to organize an hour or 2-hour event after hours that you coordinate with the speaker or the person or whatever it is. There's an event. And then you go and you learn to tell the market about your event using Facebook, using your friends, using your coworkers, using other businesses that communicate. Like, this is the crazy part. When I have friends that run local events, all the local businesses support each other and they'll let you put up flyers, they'll post it on their Facebook page, they'll tell other people. You can go to schools and promote if it's more of a kids event, but I want you to promote the event. But the key is you can't do it for free. If you do an event and it's free, no business, no entrepreneurship. Just letting you know. If you don't get money, if you don't learn how to market, communicate the value, and exchange that for money so that the person, even if it's $1, okay? Even if you charge $1 or $5. I had friends of mine do this challenge, and they charged like $5 for the ticket, but then got so many sponsors that wanted to be involved that you had like $20 worth of value in the sponsor bag of discounts and credits towards different services in the local businesses. Like, you could do that. So you could make it so it's like ROI positive for somebody buying a $5 ticket, or you can put your prices up. But regardless, this is my challenge to you. I want you to pick a date 90 days into the future, call it a project so you don't have to commit. It's not like this long-term. You're not starting an events business. And you can do it even on the internet. This is even what's crazier. It's called a virtual summit. You can find a speaker, organize an online event, charge people to attend it, have the speaker do it. And if you want, you can give the money to the speaker. It doesn't matter. And market the event, get people to pay to show up, have the speaker do all the heavy lifting. You're the creator, it's your project, and ta-da, voila, you are now an entrepreneur. Okay, as I told you at the beginning of the call, no resources needed, no capital needed, no infrastructure needed. Anybody can do this. So if you have it in your soul, if you're excited to be an entrepreneur, if you want to start a business, this is the lowest possible risk exposure, the least amount of energy and work. I think is like, trust me, if you like build a physical product you're trying to market, it's a lot harder than doing an event with somebody else that has credibility, that's already sold. This is what you do. Start an event, call it a project, and go back to those first 3 strategies to get paid, tell the market, and solve a problem for yourself. So quick recap, how to start a business. Number 1, create it for you. Number 2, learn to tell. Number 3, ask for money. Number 4, call it a project. And number 5, organize an event. Those are the steps. That's my challenge to you. I would love to hear from you below in the comments. If you've done this in the past to encourage other people, if you're committed to doing it, leave a comment. As I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I want to share with you my top books for entrepreneurial success. You can click the link below to get your copy, but I have read or listened to 1,000 business books, biographies, marketing books, etc. It's what I do, 10 pages every morning, and I've distilled it into about 45 of the top books on different categories that you might need, from personal development to sales, marketing, growth, operations, etc. You can click the link, download that for yourself. It is 100% free. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel, smash the notification button so that you get notified as I upload new videos every week. And as per usual, I want to challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next Monday. It doesn't take anything. You find somebody people want to learn from, you book them, you get a free venue.